Good morning, dear students. My name is Dr. Shuaib Mohammad Bhat. I am working as Assistant Professor in the Department of English at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today in this video lecture, we shall be talking about delivering speech effectively. How can we deliver speech effectively? What are the main points which we should keep in our mind, which we should practice on in order to deliver a speech effectively? And what are the benefits of delivering a speech effectively? This we shall be talking today in this video lecture. So let's go with the introduction. Effective speech performance or deliverance, it can be beneficial in many professional settings. See, when it comes to speech is a different pattern of communication. Because when we communicate, sometimes we communicate with the word of mouth, we communicate with written communication, we communicate by the help of writing letters, emails, memo, we communicate with the body language, we communicate by delivering speech, public speeches, private speeches, by delivering lectures to the students, lectures to the people. So these all are the means of communication. These all are the different types of communication. And when we talk about speech again is another form, one of the forms of communication. Because when we deliver a speech, when we are delivering a speech, we are communicating to the people, to the public, to the people to whom we are giving the speech, to whom we are delivering the speech. So this speech is a very important domain, is a very important form of communication which we should know. And when the speech is effective, obviously the communication would be effective. So this effective speech performance, it can be beneficial in many professional settings. To speak effectively, it can be beneficial in many professional settings. In many professions, for example, I'm a professor, I'm just delivering a speech to you, or I'm delivering a speech to any of other students or any of other audience. So obviously, it's essential, it has its benefits. Because I want to convey this lecture to you, and for this I'm delivering a speech. So it has this benefit for me to deliver the speech, to convey the message. In the same way, the speech can help a speaker in many ways. To persuade the audience, to educate the audience about any topic, about any issue, to give knowledge to the audience about any topic, to inform people. So speech is beneficial for many in many professional settings, and there are many strategies you can use to improve your ability to give speech. Many strategies are there which you can use to improve your ability to give speech. There are a lot of strategies which you can use, many tactics which you can use to improve the ability, to improve your ability of delivering a speech. Many strategies are there. We shall be talking about those strategies as well. Now, learning about these strategies may help you give powerful, interesting, motivating, or moving speech to any audience. Now, if you master these strategies, if you master these points, these tips, you will be able to deliver an interesting, you will be able to deliver powerful, you will be able to deliver motivating, and you will be able to deliver moving speech to any audience. And delivering an effective speech involves a combination of careful preparation, confident delivery, connection with your audience. And to deliver an effective speech, it involves a combination of careful preparation. You cannot deliver a good speech without careful preparation. Or I can say, in order to deliver a good speech, you need to be careful with the preparation. You need to do the confident delivery. Your delivery must be confident. You should not be nervous, okay? Some nervousness is natural, but you should turn your nervousness into the power. You should not be over nervous, so that your audience can judge it from your expression that you are nervous, and it may give negative impression to your audience. And connection with your audience, you have to maintain a connection with your audience. You have to make your audience spellbound by your thought-provoking speech, by your thought-provoking examples, by your thought-provoking anecdotes at some times. So these are the points which can help you to deliver an effective speech to the audience. Then, effective speech delivery is a skill that hinges on meticulous preparation and thoughtful execution. This effective speech delivery, it's a skill. It's not something which you read from a book and you get to know. It's not something which somebody can speak to you for the whole day long and on the very next day you call yourself, I'm a good public speaker, or I can deliver a better speech. No, it's a skill, it's an art. And every art needs preparation, it needs practice. You cannot learn an art, or you cannot just be an artist without the preparation. In order to be an artist, or in order to be a skillful person, a skilled person, you need to learn something, you need to do practice, you need to struggle, you need to work out for that art. So effective speech delivery, it is an art, it's a skill which you need to learn, which needs preparation, which needs practice, and that hinges on meticulous preparation. Preparation is needed and thoughtful execution is needed. You need to execute your preparation. You need to execute your speech. Your speech must have a proper beginning. It must have a good body. It must have a good conclusion. So you can include anecdotes, you can include stories, you can include different examples, you can include different illustrations in your speech. So by including all these things on board, you are executing your speech. So this skill can be attained, can be achieved by practice, by execution. And a compelling speech, it begins with a captivating introduction, as I told you. A compelling speech, a speech which compels the audience, which makes audience spellbound, which does not give any chance to audience to evade their attention. That is your compelling introduction, captivating introduction. Your introduction must captivate your audience. They must not have any reason, they must not have any reason to evade their attention, to leave your speech in between. No, captivating introduction is needed. Grabbing the audience, that will grab the audience of your attention and clearly stating the central message. Your introduction must state the central message to the audience, because when your audience come to know about the central message of your speech, there are chances they will sit and listen to you, because you introduce the central idea, central message of your speech, which you are going to share with your audience. You introduce that in your introduction. So this is how you have to just craft the introduction of your speech. The body of the speech follows a logical structure. Then comes the body, it follows a logical structure. It's not like you are speaking about something and in the meantime or on the same time you start talking about some other topic. No, there should be a logical order. The body of the speech follows a logical structure with well-supported points that transit seamlessly. How can this structure be maintained in a speech? By inculcating or incorporating well-structured points. So when you incorporate well-structured points in a speech, so that means you are allowing your audience, your listeners, to transit seamlessly without any interruption, without any obstacle, without any hindrance. Then, engaging the audience through relatable stories, interactive elements, and maintaining eye contact fosters a connection. What is another important point needed for a good speech or effective speech? That is relatable stories. It's better to add some relatable stories to your speech. When you are delivering a speech, you need to add some relatable stories. The stories which relate to your speech. Interactive elements. In between, you should add some interactive elements by which you interact with the audience. What will it give you? You do not have to check the knowledge of audience. When you interact with the audience, you make them spellbound. You make them active. You make them active receivers of your message. And when you are able to interact with the audience, you get confidence. And when you are confident, your delivery of the message will be impressive, will be compelling, will be satisfactory. And you need to maintain an eye contact. Eye contact, it fosters a connection between you and your audience. Again, it makes your audience spellbound. It gives you confidence when you look into the eyes of your audience. Effective body language, including confident posture and varied vocal tones, enhances the impact of the message. Your body language also plays a vital role while delivering an effective message. It's not only your word of mouth which makes a message effective, which makes a speech effective, which makes a lecture effective. Rather, your body language also just adds that effectiveness to your speech. If a speaker comes on the dais and speaks while cross-handed, shrugged shoulders, he or she is not moving. So if the person speaks everything which is extraordinary, which is good, excellent, but it may not have an impact on the audience because the speaker himself or herself is a lazy person. So you may not just evoke that excitement in your audience. You cannot make your speech compelling because you are a very passive person. So body language, different postures, your vocal tone. So it plays a vital role while making a speech effective. Now, how to craft an engaging introduction. I talked about introduction. It should be an engaging introduction. Now, how can we draft or how can we construct an engaging introduction for delivering a speech effectively? So, introducing a speech effectively is crucial for capturing your audience attention and setting the tone for the rest of your presentation. Why is introduction important? To capture your audience's attention, to get your attention, my introduction must be strong. When I introduce the topic very strongly, when I introduce the topic in a very energetic manner, when I introduce the topic in a compelling way, so there are chances that you may listen my whole lecture. If I am not going to share any important topic to you while following the introduction, but there are chances you may listen me. Why? Because I introduced it in a very compelling way. Now, on the other hand, if your introduction is little bit lazy, you are lazy while introducing a topic, you're not serious while introducing a topic, your introduction is not so energetic, enthusiastic, is not thought-provoking. So there are chances your audience may not pay attention to you. Even if you provide them in the later part of your lecture, if you provide them the best of the information, but there are chances they may not listen to you. Why? Because the way you introduced the topic, that was not good. That was not according to the expectations of your audience. So you need to just bridge, you need to just connect yourself with the expectations of audience when you introduce the topic. So to capture audience's attention, introduction should be in such a way so that you can capture audience's attention and you can set the tone for the rest of your presentation. An impactful introduction creates curiosity. A compelling introduction, it creates curiosity in the readers. Hey, what is next? What will the speaker speak next? The audience, they should be just eagerly waiting for the upcoming speech. They should be very curious. What comes next? What will come next? And it establishes your credibility. When your introduction is strong, this introduction is your credibility. So you will be taken as a serious speaker. You will be taken as a worth listening speaker, worth watching speaker. You will not be treated as a normal speaker, as an average or mediocre speaker. Your speech will be counted as a credible speech, worth watching or worth listening speech. And your introduction, it provides a roadmap for what to come next. It's your introduction that is going to tell audience what you are going to speak next. So make your introduction strong whenever you are thinking about delivering a speech. Now here's a guide about the introduction. So start with the hook. Hook here is an element which attracts the attention of people. So we should start with such an element which can attract the attention of the people. Now, what can that element be? It can be an anecdote or it can be a story. So we can begin our introduction with an anecdote or a story. So what is this anecdote or a story? What is this? It is better to begin with a short, relevant story that draws listeners in and resonates with your message. When you are beginning a speech, you are inviting the attention of your listeners. It's better to begin the speech with a short story by which you can interact, by which you can invite the audience's attention. And surprising fact or statistic. It's better to start with a surprising fact or statistic or surprising data. Because when you speak something which is surprising, people listen to you because we are humans. When something surprising just confronts us, we try to listen that, we try to swallow that, we try to just know more about that. So surprising fact or statistic or some data you can provide. It's better to share some compelling data or surprising fact related to your topic so that you can pique curiosity. You can raise curiosity in your audience by that surprising data, by that surprising statistic or surprising fact or quote. Another way to start a topic is use a thought-provoking quote that aligns with the theme of your speech. You must have seen there are a lot of speakers who start with a quote. But this quote should align to the theme of your topic. You're talking on communication skills, but you are quoting someone who speaks on ozone layer depletion. So there is no connection between ozone layer depletion and communication skills. They are far different from each other. Ozone layer depletion is some other topic. And here, there global warming can come. It's communication skill. Here we talk about verbal, non-verbal communication. So it is better to start with a quote that aligns with the theme of your topic. Then, establish relevance. What can your topic do? In this introduction it can establish relevance. It connects you to the audience. So you make an immediate connection with your audience by addressing their interests, concerns, or experiences. When you introduce your topic, so you make an immediate connection with the audience when you address their interest, concern, and experiences. Highlight importance. Clearly communicate why your topic matters and how it relates to the audience's lives or interests. You should talk clearly on the importance of your topic. How this topic is related to the lives of audience, if it is that topic. And how this topic is related to the academics of the students, if you are talking to students. If you are talking to different professionals, and you need to just talk about the importance of your topic, so that audience may feel that this is your own topic. You are talking about their own life. Then introduce yourself. It's always better to introduce yourself. But you should not just tell a detailed essay about yourself. You are not going to talk on your biography there. Your introduction should be brief and relevant. So your introduction should be brief. It should be focusing on the aspects of your background that directly relate to the topic. So you should talk about those details of yourself, that background of yourself that can relate to the topic. Because you are there to deliver a topic. You are not there to discuss on your life history. Then, establish credibility. One of the important points. So share relevant credentials or experiences. Because when you share relevant data, relevant credentials, relevant experience, so you are establishing your authority on the subject. Your audience may think, yes, you have the knowledge of this subject. This is the human nature. If you do not have the knowledge of the subject, even though if people are not so educated about the subject, as you are, so people may not listen to you because this is human nature. You have to prove your credibility and you have to prove your authority on the topic which you are discussing. Then state your purpose. What is state your purpose? Thesis statement is there. We're not writing a thesis. It's not regarding writing. So clearly articulate the central message or purpose of your speech. What is the purpose of your speech? Why you are standing in front of a crowd? Why you made them gather there? And what are you going to convey to them? And whatever you are conveying, what is it going to give to the audience? How it benefits audience? Let your audience know what to expect. Then goal. Communicate whether your aim is to inform, persuade, entertain, or inspire. What sort of speech you are delivering? Is it persuasive? Is it informative? Is it entertaining? Or is it any inspirational speech or motivational speech? You should speak this goal to the people. If it's an entertaining speech, but you are telling people, I'm going to talk about a serious issue, but at the same time you are entertaining people. When you talk about, I'm going to discuss about a serious issue, there may be audiences, many members in the audiences which may not listen to you, which may not laugh on your jokes, because they may be respecting you, they may be just following your directions, because you introduced your speech like it's a serious issue. But at the same time you make them laugh. Many people may not laugh on your jokes, on your speech. So it's better to introduce, to communicate the goal for which you are writing. Preview the main points. See, you need to preview the main points. Why? Because provide a brief overview. We should preview the main points that will serve as a roadmap to the audience. You should tell about, provide a brief overview of the key points you are going to discuss in your speech. Then structure. Let the audience know how your presentation will unfold, helping them to follow the arguments or narrative. It is better to make your audience aware about the structure of your speech. Like, as I told you before starting the lecture, I told you I shall be talking about the effective speech first, then I shall be talking about different points. Then I shall be talking about the importance of this effective speech. So when I spoke these things to you, I gave you a roadmap that how my speech will unfold in front of you. So you made your mind that these are the things which we are going to learn in this lecture today. Now, general tips for delivering a speech effectively. Now, there are general tips by which we can deliver a speech effectively. That is, first thing is know your audience. Understand the demographics, interests, and knowledge level of your audience. The first thing which is important in order to deliver a speech effectively is to know your audience. So what you need to know? You need to know the demographics. You need to know the interests of your audience. You need to know the knowledge level of your audience. So these points will help you to deliver your message clearly. So it means knowing the age, background, and interests of your audience. It will help you to tailor your language and examples to be more relatable. When you know the age group of your audience, when you know their educational background, social background, when you know their interests, it will help you to tailor your language, tailor the language which you are going to deliver your speech. It will help you to quote the examples, quote the anecdotes, quote the illustrations which are relatable to that age group of the audience, to that group of audience which belong to a particular section which you are going to deliver a speech. So it's always better to know your audience before delivering a speech, and tailor your message to resonate with your audience's values and concerns. Know your audience, know their values, know their concern. What is their concern? What sort of life they are living? What they want you to speak about. So when you know their concerns, you will speak about their expectations. Then consider the knowledge level of your audience, adjust the complexity of your content accordingly. And you should know the knowledge level of your audience. When you know the knowledge level of your audience, you can adjust your complexities. You can adjust your intricacies. You can adjust your ambiguous nature of your speech according to the knowledge level of your audience. See, you are going to deliver a speech to that audience where people are not educated. So you cannot use the bombastic language there. You cannot use some abstract, you cannot give some abstract examples there. Rather, you need to use the rustic language. You need to use the common day language. You need to use common day or contemporary examples. You cannot talk about the rocket science, or you cannot talk about the examples of modern physiology, modern sciences, or from computer sciences, because your audience does not know those things. So before you deliver a speech, it's better to know your audience so that you can tailor your speech according to the expectations of your audience. Then define your purpose. The next thing you need to do is define your purpose. Clearly define the purpose of your speech. Are you informing them? Are you persuading them? Are you entertaining them? Are you motivating them? It should be clearly informed to the people, to the audience, and clearly articulate the goal of your speech. What is the goal of your speech? Because this will guide your content and help the audience to understand what to expect. When you speak about the goal of your speech, it helps the audience to understand you. Because you told them in advance what is the goal of your speech, what you want them to extract from the speech. And it helps them to curiously wait for the upcoming points which you are speaking. And every part of your speech, from the introduction to the conclusion, should contribute to fulfilling this purpose. Remember one thing, every part of your speech should add something, or should support you to deliver the purpose which you are having to deliver the speech. So from introduction to conclusion, every part of your speech, it should contribute to fulfilling the purpose which you have in order to deliver a speech. Then structure your speech. And the important point is structure your speech. So in order to structure your speech, we have first introduction that I told you in the previous slide. So for introduction should grab the attention with compelling opening, and we should clearly state our main message, and we should preview the main points. We should make our audience aware about the main points or key points of the speech. Then comes body. I talked about introduction. Of body I'll talk in little detail. We should organize our content logically. Organize your content logically using a structure that suits your purpose. We should follow a proper structure that suits our purpose. Like it should be chronologically ordered, or it should be problem solution should be there. This order can be followed. If there is a problem, it should provide the solution. And we should use clear, concise, and well-supported points. Clear, concise, and well. It's better to go with simple, short, and to the point points. Because your audience, they are human beings. They cannot tolerate your long speech. It's always better be short, be terse, be to the point. Then, conclusion. In conclusion, we need to summarize the key points. We need to restate the main message, and we need to end a memorable closing statement. See, when we are concluding any speech, it's better to summarize all the key points once. Because in sometimes, while delivering a speech, audience evades their attention. Some member in the audience may not have heard some key points. So when we conclude them at the end, they can carry these points to their home. Or they can just retain this information in their memory. Then restate your main message. It's essential to restate the main message, and it's always better to end with a memorable closing statement. When we end any statement, when we end a speech with a memorable closing statement, people retain the information in their mind. Then the next point which we need to keep in mind while delivering an effective speech is engage your audience. How can we engage the audience? We can use anecdotes. We can tell them some stories which are related to the topic. We can establish a connection by making eye contact with various audience members. And we can ask rhetorical questions or involve the audience with interactive elements. We can engage our audience by asking rhetorical questions. These are not the questions to check the knowledge of the audience. If we go like that, our audience will run. Because nobody likes to be questioned when they are speaking someone. So we can ask them we can talk upon interactive elements so that we can establish the connection with the audience. Then It's better to humanize your speech with anecdotes, which I told you. We need to humanize our speech with relatable anecdotes or stories. We need to encourage audience participation through questions, discussions, or activities. We need to include some discussions, activities, or simple questions in our speech so that we can engage our audience in our speech. Then, use of effective body language. So it's better, see, body language plays a vital role in delivering a speech. So how can we use effective body language? It is stand tall and maintain a good posture. It's not good to be like a hunchback. It's not be to be shrugged, shouldered person. Rather, we should be very confident, active like this, tall, and maintain a good posture. And use gesture to emphasize key points. When you are talking about some key points, we need to use gestures. When we support our key points with gestures, so it becomes easier for audience to listen, to understand them, to retain them in their mind, because our whole speech that revolves around these key points. So our key points should be supported by gestures. Move purposefully and avoid distracting movements. We should move purposefully. It should not be the movement like which can distract the audience. No, it should be a purposeful move. A relaxed and confident appearance conveys confidence. When you are relaxed, when you are confident, or when you are relaxed, when you deliver the speech in a very relaxed manner, so it conveys your confidence. It shows that you are confident. But an anxious appearance might create a negative reaction. If you are a little bit anxious, you are a little bit anxiety disorders you're not comfortable, you show that anxiousness, so it can give a negative reaction. It can give a negative message to the audience. People's reactions are based on more than just what you are saying and the content of your speech. People's reactions are based on more than. People react to you more than not on what you speak, not on your speech, but how you speak. Means your body gesture, your postures. So people react on these things more. Like, hey, the speech was good, but he was a lazy person. Hey, he made us bored. Hey, no doubt he talked about small incident, but the way he talked, the way he used his body language, the way he used his tone, the way he used his eye movements, the way he used all the body language, it was energetic. So people reacted on this body language. Your clothes, hair, posture, eye contact, gestures, and mannerism can greatly influence their perception of you. Your hairstyle, your clothes, your mannerism, your eye contact, your gestures. So it influences your it greatly influences your audience, and it influences their perception about you. If you are coming in like in rags, you are not means up to the mark, untidy clothes, your listeners may not listen to you. Sometimes because we are human beings, we get distracted sometimes by the appearances. So it's always better for a speaker to have a good appearance on the stage. Then take extra care to appear natural and confident to ensure the audience perceives you in a positive way. And when I talk about this appearance, it doesn't mean you need to act like as a different person. Don't copy somebody else. Be natural there. Appear natural and confident. When you appear natural and confident, you ensure your audience perceives you in a positive way. So your audience can take you in a positive way when you are natural and confident. You need not to copy others. You need not to overact or overreact. It's better to be natural, so that your audience can perceive you in a positive way. Then work on your voice. So vary your pitch, tone, and pace to keep the audience's interest. Vary on your voice. You need to vary your voice. Your voice should be changed. Pitch, speed, tone. Because this is what we call as paralinguistics. It comes under non-verbal communication. Paralinguistics is your tone, your speed, your pitch. So it matters. If you follow a same tone in the whole speech, It may not have an impact on the audience. You should, for this, wherever there is any surprising element, there should be a rising tone. Like, I saw a beautiful garden. If I speak like this, then I saw a beautiful garden and I went there. So it cannot create that excitement in audience. You need to be natural. I saw a beautiful garden. I entered there, a lot of flowers were there, fragrance was everywhere. See the tone, see the pitch. It varies. So it can make your audience spellbound, and it can make you an interesting speaker, and it can give that credibility to your speech. Then, tone can also be an effective tool to convey emotion, meaning. If the mood in the room is light, then you can use humorous anecdotes to make everyone laugh. Tone can be an effective tool to convey emotion or meaning. Your tone, it can convey emotions, it can convey meaning. It's not only your words are conveying meanings. Your tone conveys meanings. Your pitch conveys meaning and emotion. If the mood in the room is light, then you can use humorous anecdotes to make everyone laugh. See, I'm talking about, it's out of tone, but it has some relation with the tone. For example, if there is some light mood in the room, you can crack a joke in order to make everybody laugh, in order to just excite that entertainment in everybody. If your listeners are looking for something more serious, informative, then it might take some captivating creativity to find a story that matches the needs and expectations. Now, if the scene is very serious, your readers, they want some serious or informative stuff. Now, your creativity will be checked there to create a story that matches the needs of and the expectations of your audience. Speak clearly and project your voice to ensure everyone can hear you. You should ensure that everyone is listening. You are audible to everyone. Then use vocal modulation to emphasize important points. As I told you, any surprising event is there, you need to change, modulate your voice. So voice modulation is important for a public speaker, for a good speaker, for an effective speech. Manage nervousness. See, you need to accept one thing, that nervousness is normal. It is normal for a person to feel nervous, but we should practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing to calm your nerves. But this nervousness can be reduced by relaxation techniques like deep breathing. When we do this deep breathing, we remove some nervousness. Focus on the message you want to convey, not on yourself. It is better to focus on the message you want to convey, not on yourself. For example, I'm a speaker, I feel a little bit nervous. I should not concentrate on my nervousness, because if I concentrate on my nervousness, I'll be more nervous. It is better to concentrate on my speech, because when I concentrate on my speech, I can deliver speech better. And when I deliver speech better, that means I left nervousness somewhere in the way. Then concentrate on your message and the audience rather than on your anxiety. It's better to concentrate on the message and the audience rather than this anxiety or nervousness. Use visual aids wisely. If using slides or props, if you're using some prop or slide, keep them simple and relevant. They should be simple and relevant because your audience is going to read them, watch them, look upon them. So it's better to make them simple and relevant. Ensure visual aids directly support your message and don't overshadow your words. We should ensure visual aids directly, and they should support our message and they should not overshadow our words. For example, whatever I'm showing you with this slide, it should not overshadow my words. There should be a relevance between my words and this slide. If my speech is mediocre and these slides are much superior than my words, so my speech would be overshadowed by the slides. It should not be like this. And then ensure they enhance your message rather than distract. Your visual aids, they should enhance your message rather than distracting them. Be authentic. One of the important points, be authentic. So be yourself and be honest with your audience, because authenticity builds trust. It's better for you to be authentic, be yourself, be honest. Don't copy, don't imitate, don't be the victim of academic theft. Don't steal the ideas of someone. Be honest. Don't speak lies. Because when you give any false information to the audience, they may listen you one time, but next time you will see nobody is there. So it is better to be honest, to be yourself. Because when we are authentic, it builds trust. And when there is trust between speaker and audience, obviously there would be an effective communication between the speaker and the listener. The speech would be effective. And seek feedback. Practice in front of the friends, family or colleagues. Welcome constructive feedback to identify areas of improvement and make adjustments accordingly. It's always better for a speaker to seek for feedback. I should ask you, as we have a rule here, we are getting your feedback. So feedback lets a speaker know wherever he or she needs some sort of improvement or adjustment. So feedback, a speaker must seek for the feedback. So we can deliver an effective speech when we seek for the feedback. Because by the feedback, we come to know wherever the improvement is required. Then consider feedback objectively and use it to refine your delivery. So we should consider feedback objectively. It's not something if you tell me, sir, your delivery of lecture is weak. If you tell me your language is not adequate. If you tell me, sir, your pronunciation is weak, I should not take it personal, or I should not just develop any sort of personal grudge towards you. I should take it objectively, positively, and use it to refine my speech, my delivery. And then adapt to the setting. It is always better to be familiar with the speaking environment, with the venue, and any equipment you will be using. We should adapt to the setting. We should be aware with the venue and all the equipments which we are using for a speech. Adjust your approach based on the size and atmosphere of the audience. We should adjust our approach according to the size and atmosphere of the audience. Larger groups may require more projection, while smaller groups may allow for a more intimate connection. Obviously, if there is a large audience, that requires larger projection. Smaller audience remains, that requires intimate connection, closer connection. And the next thing is practice, practice and practice. It's always better to rehearse multiple times before we deliver a speech, so that we become familiar with the content. It's always better to practice in front of friends, in front of a mirror or friends, so that we can record and we can identify the areas of improvement. It's always better to time ourselves to ensure we stay within the allotted time. So we should practice so that we can come to know, are we following the allotted time or not. Then there are benefits of this effective speech. What are the benefits of effective speech? One benefit is it improves the effect of message. Effective speech, they improve the effect of the message. If you deliver a powerful speech, your audience is more likely to take your ideas and concepts seriously. So if our speech is effective, so it improves the effect. Our message would be taken as seriously by the audience. And if you present an idea with conviction, audience members may be more receptive. If we just deliver any idea with a conviction, the audience may be more receptive to our ideas, and they will consider it as important. It improves self-esteem. Effective speeches improve self-esteem. By giving a persuasive speech to your colleagues or some other person, you can greatly increase your confidence in your skills. When we deliver an effective speech, we improve our self-esteem, our confidence. And this can help us to perform better in upcoming speeches or in the later speech. It fosters leadership development. Effective speech, by delivering speech effectively or by delivering an effective and powerful speech, You demonstrate to others that you have the skill to manage teams, motivate colleagues. When we deliver an effective speech, we are telling others that I have the capability to motivate colleagues, to encourage collaboration, to manage teams. And obviously, this fosters the leadership development in the speaker. Increases knowledge base. When we deliver an effective speech, we get more knowledge because we research the topic, because we rehearse the topic, we practice the topic. So we get more knowledge, we increase our knowledge base by delivering effective speech. Improves workplace communication. So delivering a speech, it helps to improve communication skill. So these communication skills, they are essential to perform a wide range of tasks in different areas of employment. So the more we engage giving speeches, the more our communication skill would be good. And when we are having a good communication skill, we can directly or indirectly improve our workplace communication. So this is all about delivering effective speeches. I hope you all have understood this well. So I would like to stop here. If you want some extra information about the topic, you can consult these books, consult these sources. This is all for today. I would like to stop here. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me carefully.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.